What up guys, dripmode, and no, today is not a diorama build, but today is a toy review. I know I don't do toy reviews on a daily basis on the regular, but I do collect a lot of figurines, a lot of unique items, and this one is one that I think that deserves its own video. One of my specific collections that I really love is from my childhood growing up watching Saturday morning cartoons, and it's Voltron. Boom. This is the King of Beasts, Titan Power, Titan King. This is an amazing toy, but there's some controversy behind this toy. This is considered a knockoff. It's a knockoff of a design from somebody else. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is a controversy because the original designer, and I hope I said it right, is Pang. He's I believe a Korean. This guy's design is amazing. Now, he has a Facebook page, and there's a fan group of Voltron, and he exposed his journey in building this Voltron, and it's in a beautiful design. It's a unique design of its own, and he would build his designs out of resin. They're resin kits. And his designs are amazing. The way he paints them are different. I've reached out to him a couple of times and I was able to speak to him, and his kits are pretty expensive and they're unique, and I believe he was in the process of getting everything legalized and trying to get a big company to mass produce his work, or just get it mass produced in general. So with that being said, I was looking through forums, and there's different variations of the story. One was just that Chinese company just copied his work from going to his page, but then the new story that I heard is that he was selling the resin kits. You have to build them. So this company bought the resin kit, built it, and then did some improvements of it. So there's a fine line of copywriting in that, right there, in that sense, because yes, it's his design, and yes, he sold it, and it's just mostly like a statue type of thing, right? Where these guys, they copy the design, the sculpt of the design, and then they add to make it unique is that they added articulation and they added lights, some LED lights. So these guys took it to another level, but it's unfortunate, and I really feel bad for the guy, because this is selling like crazy, and it's a design that a lot of people wanted, and it's actually cheaper getting this one than buying the real one through him. Now, that's the part where it's a little bit, I bought an item from a company that I'm not supporting their cause of stealing someone's work and making it their own for their own profit. So in that case, Titan Power, shame on you guys. But at the same time, it's a dog world, and I kind of understand it. Me, that I'm a designer myself, I work in the industry, and this is normal. It's sad to say, but it's normal. Coke did it to, Pepsi did it to Coke. There's car companies that have done it to each other. There's a lot of software companies that have done it to each other. Mac and PC, just whatever. So out there, this is a dog world. You need to kind of protect yourself. If you're really sensitive about putting your work out there and someone out there copying your work and trying to make profit out of it. So that's kind of like the backstory of this. I am gonna, once he does produce his version, I'm definitely gonna buy one. But in the meantime, it is what it is, and Titan Power got ahead of him and was able to build it. So yeah, so that's the story of this item. But we're here to focus on Voltron. I'm a huge fan of Voltron, so I'm just a supporter of just Voltron. I'm a big fan of the story. I'm a big fan of just these lions turning into one giant robot. I believe he's one of the first ones out there. I mean, there's many variations of, there's the previous other Voltrons, but I really feel like this one was a big icon growing up in the 80s. And then from there, you got Power Rangers. It's the same thing. They're 4 animals that connect together to make one big one, and they're all color coordinated and everything. So again, like, in this industry, it's really hard to be original. So now let's get to this item right here. Off the bat, the box itself is gorgeous. I mean, it's just the lettering, the picture. Oh, this is a gorgeous package. You know, showing him in different articulations, and as the lights are turning on. And the company's called Time Power. So let's open it. Boom. This guy is, he's like 12 inches, I think. It looks like it. Alright, so here he is. Wow. Pretty dope. Alright, so it comes with other things. It comes with his sword. It comes with the double sword. His shield. And there's like a little bag of goodies. Let's see what this is about. So there's a card here. Looks like a calling card, but it has some wording here. I don't know how to read Chinese. So guys, help me out here. There's like a little scratching thing here. I don't know what this is about, but I'm curious what this is. A printed out picture of Voltron. Okay, so it's the instructions on how to turn on the LED lights, how to put the sword in the shield on his back. Yep, pretty cool. The attachments for the back. Articulation is pretty dope. He moves really easily. He's real sturdy. You can definitely feel comfortable and confident to move him around. Alright, like, it feels really good. Like, it feels, if this is well constructed. I mean, these guys did a good job building him, and I love some of these ideas here, like to kind of like play with posability. I mean, this guy could pose in any way, you know. Pretty dope. Goes down, he goes up, side to side, very minimal, but you don't really need to have him spin 360. Same thing with the legs. There's a pivot here. You can move him to the front, you can move him to the back. It looks like you can move him, yep, you can move him to the side. You can do a split if you wanted to, touch his toes. But I mean, they did a good job. Look at that. Articulation is pretty amazing. Did a really good job. What definitely nerd about is that he lights up. So behind each line there's a button. Let's turn on his head. Look at that. The one in the mouth is, they're interesting that they're in the mouth, but okay. It's a little hard to turn them on, but I guess that's on purpose, so that it doesn't get turned on randomly. Okay, so that sucks that the green one didn't turn on. It's pretty cool. You can see his eyes light up. Articulation wise, pretty cool. You can do that pose that he's known for, where he has the sword on both hands. Grab it. I could say it's almost maybe my favorite Voltron. My favorite, kind of like one of my favorite Voltrons, man. It's just pretty badass. The articulation is just, it's so easy to just pose them in anything. Look at that. I can have him just, look at him. He could just sit down, hang out. You can have him. There's some gestures here. The legs, nope, they stay there. Oh, and here's the shield. And it does have the peg so that you could insert the peg here and have him hold it. But the one thing I'm impressed is they made this piece. This piece goes for the back. So the piece goes in the back of the sword, and it holds it. There's an extra insert for the peg here, and you could insert that into here. Okay, it's been held by both, and then you put this piece on his back, and voila, it's like a book bag. This is pretty cool. This is the only Voltron I've ever seen that does this, and that's probably different. That's something contributed by Titan Powers, because I know from the original design it didn't have that. But guys, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. Have him with the swords. If this is considered a knockoff, it's probably the best knockoff I've ever seen. I don't really consider this a knockoff. This is not knockoff quality. This is way better than knockoff quality. But because it was stolen from Pung, it's a knockoff. So here's a comparison. Here's the EX Voltron. He is actually 1/4 scale, so he's the size of like the Ninja Turtle NECA 1/4 scale. So these guys run 12 inches right here. These are 12 inches. So now you can see how big they are. So yeah, I mean, in general, like if you're a Voltron fan and you collect Voltrons like me, if you don't really care about all the politics behind this, then yeah, get one. It's pretty badass. It's a really dope toy. I mean, for what it is, it's perfect the way it is. But his version has way more detail in the paint application. So I'm thinking that this is cool. This is kind of almost like a compliment for him that his design was so good that it got basically ripped off by a big company. If without thinking about the story, it's a pretty dope toy, you know. So guys, thank you for watching. Write a comment, hit that like button, and please subscribe. All right guys, peace.